Alright, so let's get this done. So first of all, to get to the water pump on this car, you're gonna have to get rid of the air tube, just you know, that way it's not in your way. So just go ahead and unscrew it, 2 clamps. You might want to take this off as well, this little hose. Go ahead and pull the hose off. Alright, so with the air tube out of the way, there are 4 bolts. They're 10mm. Just go ahead and loosen them. Do not take them off completely, just break them loose. So once you got that going, next, I'm probably going to do this with 2 hands. So you're going to get your 1/2 inch, it could be a breaker bar or whatever. You're going to fit it down in this thing. This is your belt tensioner. So you're going to have to push down, since it's an automatic tensioner, I guess. So you just push down for it to loosen the belt. Go ahead and take the belt off. It's going to be right here on the alternator and obviously the water pump. There's another belt which is for the air conditioning, I think the compressor, I think that's what it is, and the power steering pump. But it's on the other side. You don't have to worry about that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing to do. You know, just to push down and just take the belt off, replace it there. Also, do not forget a little catch can or a drain pan right here. That way, when you take the water pump out, all the coolant just goes into the pan. So go ahead, push down. You don't have to do it too hard. On the belt tensioner, go ahead, take the belt off. Really easy, really simple. And if you want at this point, like what I'm doing as well, go ahead and replace the belt, unless you just had it done, so you don't really have to do it, but I'm just doing it anyway. Took me a minute to figure that out. So this belt doesn't look too bad, but I'm replacing it anyway. So once you got that done, go ahead and get your tool out of the way. Well, since they're really loose, I just take them up by hand. So take off all the 4 bolts. Take them off the pulley. Make sure you don't lose them because they are pretty small. There we go. Cool. So once that's good, go ahead and just pull it off. Inspect it. See if there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. So there you go. Now, here's the cool part. So there's the water pump right there. I know it's a little dark, it's a little hard to see, but here's the new pump. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, and they are all, I believe, where's my tool? Oh, they might be 10mm or 11. I'll let you know right now if it's 10 or 11. It's probably 10. But here's the pump right here. So you're gonna go ahead and take off all the bolts. As you're doing it, expect some coolant to come out. I think that's normal for that to happen. But if not, then just go ahead and just, once all the screws are off, make sure you got your, I don't think it's big enough, but it'll do. Just make sure you got your drain pan right there ready. Because once you pull this bad boy off, all kinds of coolant's gonna drip down. So go ahead and clean the, you know, some stuff around if you want after you pull the thing off, because it is gonna get a little messy. So go ahead and take off all the bolts. Mine's already dripping here, so yeah, you're gonna make sure your car is cool. Do not have it hot. Don't do it right after you stop driving. Make sure you got this thing to cool off. Mine's still kind of warm, but it's not like, oh my goodness, it's hot. You know, it's been a few hours already. I'm just doing it because there's still sunlight. So these bolts should be in there. They were not hard at all to break loose, and when you put it back on, it's not too tight. You kind of see it coming out. So get prepared. Make sure your drain pan's ready. And just hold the water pump out. It might be kind of warm though. Alright, so all the bolts are off. It's already leaking coolant, so go ahead. There you go. Let it drain. It can be messy though, so beware of that. I don't have a big enough catch can. So let it drain out completely. Let's give it like another minute or 2. After that, you're going to go ahead and clean off the old gasket with a little plastic scraper. You can use a metal scraper, just make sure you don't dig in directly onto the block of the engine. Just, you know, just be careful with that. Make sure you don't mess it up, whatever. Maybe get a little bit of sandpaper, take off the gasket a little bit, but yeah. I'm going to go ahead and see what's going on down there. It's kind of messy. But yeah, here's the old water pump. It's kind of warm. it is optional to put sealant for the gasket. That way, you know, when you put it on the engine, you know, it won't move around and stuff. But you don't have to, but if to make things a little easier for yourself and a peace of mind, go ahead and do that. But another way, go ahead and get 2 bolts, put them on the side here. That way it keeps the gasket in place, just like that, as you can see here. And just go ahead and line it up into the block here. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark. So when you have the new water pump on, put the bolts, it doesn't matter what order, just make sure you put them on there nice and tight. Not right now though, just make sure they're in place before you actually tighten them. When you do actually tighten them, go in a crisscross pattern. That way the water pump and the gasket, they sit nice and flat and even. So go ahead and tighten it. I already tightened this one. Don't do it too tight, just make sure it's snug or it won't loosen. You can put some thread locker on as well. I forgot to put some on, so hopefully nothing comes loose over time. This one was kind of hard to get in for some reason, but I think it's good like that. I'm gonna go to this one down here. You know, just make sure they're nice and snug, not too tight. You don't want to mess the bolts up on the threads, and you don't want to mess the water pump up, or worse, you don't want to mess up the engine, which it bolts onto. I'm trying to. Alright, so when it's nice and tight, go ahead, get the pulley. This is what I do. So there's four screws right there, right? 4 holes. Have it centered like that. That way it'll be easy for you to put the pulley on. Doesn't matter which way it goes on. Just make sure it sits on the nice, and go ahead and screw them on. You see how you got your screws in? You're like, oh, well, it's gonna be hard to get to the top one. It's easy. Just go ahead and spin it. Remember, working with your car makes things a lot easier. So go ahead, put them on, hand tighten them. You don't have to tighten them down yet, because now you're gonna have to put the belt on. And in my case, putting a new one, gotta make sure all this is clean right here, nice and dry, because all the coolant spilled on it earlier. There you go. Get the 1/2 inch, doesn't matter what it is. I just have a 15-inch breaker bar here. Go ahead, click it in place. So when you put a belt on right here, just make sure that rests on the pulleys themselves. Make sure it's not, you know, sticking out or whatever. It has to be on there nice and easy. So go ahead and push this thing down. Go ahead and get this belt. Work my way through it. So in case you were wondering how the belt goes on, so you're going to start at the top here. Put it on top of the water pump pulley. Put it around here by the alternator. Then you're going to have to wedge this inside here like this over the belt tensioner. Then you're going to bring it down. But you can't do this when it's tight. You got to have the tool push down, and then work your way around this, and then let go. That way everything's nice and tight automatically. So we'll start off with the alternator. Okay, that looks good. Check the water pump pulley. Okay, everything looks good there. Just making sure. Then check down here. I don't know what this thing is called. That's like the main heart of the belt system. So that's on there good. It's on the belt and tensioner as well. I'm probably have to fix that. It feels like it's off a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and push down. Realign that. There you go. So once that's on, go ahead and take your tool out. Almost forgot. You're gonna have to tighten the pulley here. Just tighten it enough to where you can spin it like that. Same thing as a water pump. You don't have to tighten it too much. Just enough where you get it to move. As you can see there. There you go. See? Perfect. So go ahead and put the air tube back on and fill the coolant. As you can see, it says full cold and there's an arrow going down. So pretty much up to the halfway point, that's the full line. So go ahead and get your funnel ready. Get your coolant. This one's orange, 50-50 here, as you can see. Alright, so once you got the coolant up to half, or actually to full, that's what it says, go ahead and start the car. let it warm up. As the car is on, go ahead and make sure there's no leaks. Make sure the belt is on right. Just make sure everything's running like how it should be. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped you out a little bit, and good luck to you if you're gonna do this yourself. You know, it took me 2 hours. It's my first time ever doing this. But I learned a lot of stuff online and from my mechanic and all that, so it was really cool. You know, I was taking my time, I was learning. It was, you know, obviously messy. Nothing's ever clean when you're working on a car. You know, my hands are still black from last night, so you know, it was really cool. You know, saving money, you know, it was really nice. But I have another Project STS video coming out soon. I know I have not made one in months. You know, it's long overdue. Like, I did the brakes, and I did the tinted taillights, and the drive shaft stuff. I did a lot of things to this car. I just never, you know, had time or really the motivation to put the video together and send it out. So I'll get onto that right now once I'm done with this video. But expect more bigger stuff for this car this spring, and especially this summer. It's gonna be amazing. You know, the new fenders, I'm gonna get a lip, window visors, new exhaust, cold air intake, just all kinds of crap. It's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait, cannot wait, cannot wait. And I'm gonna meet some other STS owners as well. You know, I'm just trying to do a little, you know, I'm trying to connect to some other people on Instagram and see if I can reach out on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, I'm making moves with this car, guys, so just want to let you guys know. Thanks for watching. Peace out.